Hello, it's Brian Ferris back here again to teach you. We're now in the teaching process and the videos on how to make a lot of money. And what we're doing here right now, this slide represents an interesting statistic. Most people work hard but stay broke. That is very true. And that's the 9 to 5 rut system. So as you can see, 78% of workers live paycheck to paycheck, meaning that they spend pretty much all of their money in basic needs, whether it's rent or gas or whatever they need. They spend first and invest later if they can, and it's hard. The wealthy reverse that order. So here's the basic average: work, spend, save. If you're lucky. At Solus, we're going to teach you to work, invest, spend. So pay yourself first. Your paycheck isn't just income, it's your first investor. And now we're going to go with one of my students, Skylar Kimberlin, and he's going to break down on the board exactly where your paycheck goes. And then once he does that, he's also going to explain two alternatives to the 40-40-20 plan that you see here. But that's also based on if you're a young adult living at home, that doesn't necessarily refer to you because your parents might not charge you rent, or they might charge you a little rent, and that leaves you even more money to invest other than this plan. And Skylar will also continue to present that and show you all the basic numbers to that.
I'm a student here at Solus Finance. I'm going to teach you how to break down a $1,000 paycheck to using the 40-40-20 rule, and if you have the benefit of using the 60-30-10 rule. So what we got here is the taxes. You got to pay taxes, and then we got rent. If you have to pay rent or whatever it is, just fluctuate with these numbers, whatever fits you the best. All right, so for an example purpose, we're going to use 7075 as the example number. First off, if you have to pay 40%, if you have to pay bills, maybe a car bill, maybe electric, maybe gas, whatever the case may be, you may have to use this rule for you. So I'm gonna break it down for you guys. We got the 40-40-20 rule, which is gonna be living, investing, and flex, right? So you take your paycheck, you take 40% of it, which for this example is 320, and you put it into your living, which is your bills, like I said, and the electric and all that. Then we're gonna go down to investing, so that way we can break you out of this system of having to work and stay in the 9 to 5 system the whole time. We're gonna take that and we're gonna do 335 to investing. We're gonna put that into ETFs, stocks, crypto, which we'll talk about later. Then we have the 20% rule, which is your flex money, which is maybe going out to eat every once in a while, going out to an amusement park, whatever you guys need to do. Now over here, if you can use this rule, I would advise to use this rule. All right, guys, because this is gonna be the quickest way to get you where we want to get you guys. For 60%, it's like the same thing. It's gonna be living. Let me get a marker. So for 60%, we're gonna do living, invest. My bad, guys. My bad. And do investing, because remember guys, if you are using this system, we're not trying to go out and have fun and do all the liability type things. We want to break out of the system as quickly as possible, guys. And then we got living, and then we have flex, which is your fun money. So out of the 775 we have down here, we broke it down to 465 that you can throw into investing, ETF, stocks, crypto, etc., whatever you want to do. Then we got the 30%, which is the 233, which is your living. Maybe you have to pay rent or groceries or gas. This is what you'll use this money for right here. And then your fun money, 10%. Maybe you want to go out to eat one night instead of having ramen noodles, or just a sandwich, or whatever you want to just go out. Treat yourself to a nice meal. You deserve it.
Thank you very much, Skylar. That was very, very good. So now we've got pillars. Secure your base before you grow. So you got to have certain little criteria to protect yourself as you invest and you continue to grow. So you want to have an emergency fund. Now, if you're living at home, like I said, as a young adult, chances are you're not going to really have to worry about an emergency fund because your mom and dad are going to be there to help you with whatever you need. So that's going to allow you to build credit strength even stronger than a normal person. Now, somebody that doesn't have the luxury of living at home and is actually out there paying rent, they're going to be paying those expenses, and if they can put an emergency fund back. So, like, if they make $2,000 and they're only, after all of their expenses, food, everything, they have like $200 left, the best thing to do is to put $100 back for 3 to 6 months, just in case something comes out that is just devastating. But in your case with young adults, we're just going off the basis that you won't have to worry about that. So you're going to use your money to invest in knowledge. That's in courses, books, skill development. We're going to teach you everything you need to take care of all of that. Let systems build wealth for you. So there's a lot of things you can do with a paycheck, especially if you don't have to put a lot of money out. And in your case, being young adults living at home, that is such a beneficial thing to have. So, set recurring transfers into Roth. Now, there's IRAs, there's 401ks. Your job, but maybe won't do that because you're not making enough. But on a basis of people that are making a full time job, full time wage, your company will take money out of the 401k that you set aside. So let's say you set $50 to go into your 401k every paycheck. The company will match that. They will also put in $50 to that into that situation. And that will occur every month. You don't have to worry, it'll be taken out of your check. Automation removes emotion. So if it's coming out automatically, you don't have no emotional contact with it, and it makes it a whole lot simpler. Make taxes work for you, not against you. So, yes, 401ks and Roths and IRAs are tax free until you want to take them out early. We don't recommend that. You don't want to take anything out. The money that goes into a 401k, you want that to last for as long as you're with the company. And if you're with the company for 40 years, man, you're going to have so much money built up. And what the company does on a 401k, they take the money and they invest it. They invest it in stocks, whatever they can do, because they try to make it grow. They try to make more money for you. That's also now an IRA and a Roth is it's just money that's based on government, and they back it. It's tax deferred and it's tax free. Health account and triple tax advantage, that could sometimes work with Blue Cross Blue Shield. If you're young, you pretty much don't have to worry about that because you're a pretty healthy person, but that comes into play when you start getting into your late 40s, into your 50s. And then your brokerage, that's your investments and everything, can be very flexible. There are really no tax perks, full freedom. So let your money multiply itself. Focus on assets that grow with the economy. Pay dividends and compound interest. Require little management examples. So I'm going to once again turn it over to Skylar, and he's going to explain what the ETF, stocks, and crypto really is all about. So take it away, Skylar.
Okay, guys, we're back here on the board. I'm gonna break down what a ETF and a stock in crypto is for those of you who may not understand or know exactly what they are. An ETF means an exchange traded fund, which is a basket of multiple different stocks. So you may have the S&P 500 and Schwab and all these other different SPY, all these other different types of ETFs are out there, guys. You can go and search and do different research and figure out which one works best for you. We're not gonna get into that right now. That would be for a different video. A stock is basically just a single public company. So you got your Intel, your Apple, your Amazon, all the big major companies. If you look around your house, guys, you will see these in your house. And like I said, that's another video for a different time. And then we got your crypto, which is a relatively new thing that's coming out, guys. A lot of old heads, a lot of people don't quite understand it, kind of like it, but it's here. We got to use it. We got to understand it. So we got Bitcoin and XRP. Um, Out of that $400 or whatever you invest in, you may buy maybe a stock or an ETF that pay you dividends, guys. So when they pay you dividends, let's say you buy an ETF or a stock for $20 a share, right? Per share. You pay $20 per share for this out of that 400, whatever you put in. You buy this, and then it pays you dividends. So it will pay you, I don't know, it pays you a dividend will pay you monthly. So let's say it pays you $12. This is reoccurring money that you get every month just by holding the stock and having a share in this company, guys. So this is just money, making the money work for you. That is what we want to teach you here at Solus.
Skylar is learning his lessons very well. Thank you, Skylar. Now, you want to invest and build. Use part of your W-2 to fund new income streams. So you're putting money into your stocks and you're building that base. But maybe you want to do a little bit more quicker investment. Maybe make a quicker bit of money. You can start a YouTube channel. That's making money. You put in the right production. Next thing you know, you can make quick money off that. Shopify, sell products, buy cheap and then sell retail. Yeah, real estate. That'll have to wait a little bit, but if you can build enough money, hey, you know what? You buy a stock and that thing takes off and gives you a lot of money. Hey, you might be able to get into a little bit of real estate or automation businesses. It just depends how fast you want to make your money grow and your paycheck. So for the long term, we want to, you're going to invest 80% of your paycheck into long-term investments. That's the goal. We want you to get to the point to where you eventually don't need that paycheck, that you have made these investments and now you can use the investments themselves to make life easier for you. And then there's the 20% slide hustle fund. You might do something, you might make a gambling something, maybe you're playing DraftKings or whatever, and you hit for something. Maybe you hit for 5 or 600 bucks. Yeah, you hustled up a little extra cash. Take that cash and what do you do with it? Invest it. Keep in any free cash you get from anything you do, invest it, invest it, invest it. Build that money tree. What you want to do is treat your finances like a business. We are going to teach you how to be a business person to where you can stand proud and invest and say, I've got a great business. I'm a self made millionaire. I'm a self made billionaire. That is the greatest title you could ever have when you brag. So basically, to wrap up here on this, time plus consistency equals freedom. You got to be devoted. You have to have consistency. You can't dever off any situation. So basically, review your bank statements, review everything you do monthly, keep books on it, on all your investments and how much you put in there. Reinvest the dividend money. In other words, any free money you get, reinvest it into your business because that's what you want to do. Sure, you're giving up a few freedoms, a few fun things, but isn't it easier to give up a few fun things and be able to do a lot more fun things when you're around 30 years old? Because that's our goal. Um, in, in, Increase your contributions for every raise. You're going to get raises on your job, so you'll be making more and more and more money, and then just measure your progress toward your net worth grows. In other words, dream, put a goal in your mind, and that's the goal you want to achieve. And by golly, we're going to help you get there. Uh, Okay, so we're going to wrap up here with the 3 stages of Solus wealth. First stage, earn through your job or a side income. And the side income is, like I said, your investments. It could be, a quick, you're selling real estate or selling something, anything. Invest. Invest in assets that multiply. In other words, something that everybody needs and it's going to continue to grow. Multiply through compounding and ownership. Get that compound that money on top of itself, and you own the ability to do this. So, just as an example here, if you do 300 a month for 25 years at 8%, you got 500,000 plus 25 years. That means you'd be in your mid 40s and you would have $500,000 just by investing 300 a month and keep building. And that's just an 8%. It could be more, could be a little less, but it depends on how much you invest. So you can see where the growth is. We're going to teach you how to get that growth. And it's the old adage, there have been many self made millionaires. You don't need millions to start, you need momentum. You need consistency and you need determination. And by the time we are done with you, you are going to have everything you need to be a millionaire and even a billionaire in this society. So until next time, have a great enjoy yourselves, make money, and we will talk to you again.